At this point in past shows, we've talked about fast food and baseball. So we've decided to call this part of Trend Breakers our free-for-all, because you never know just what we might have in store for you.
Our topic today is poker. Nearly 1 in 4 people tell us they play poker. Check out these numbers. Texas Hold'em is hands down the game of choice. 40% of poker players say it's their favorite game, followed by 21% for 5-card draw and 20% for 5-card stud. Most players have watched poker tournaments on television. 20% have played poker on the internet, including almost a third of players under 45 years of age. And a mix of politics and poker. We asked poker players which one of all the Democratic and Republican presidential candidates would make the best poker player. Well, Hillary Clinton is their top pick. 41% chose Hillary, followed by 14% for Rudy Giuliani and 13% for John McCain.
And joining us to ante up is former 3-term U.S. Senator Alfonse D'Amato.
And I never would have believed those numbers.
Well, let me ask you about that.
You said to me, who do you think? I would have probably picked Rudy Giuliani.
Well, let me ask you,
the prosecutor, Italiano,
could you take
poker player.
Wait a second. Women are getting into this game, okay?
That's true.
I don't think it's a surprise.
Could you take Hillary Clinton in poker?
I wouldn't take her for granted on anything. And I say to my Republican friends, if you take her for granted, you do it at your own risk.
Now,
she's tough.
Now, what kind of skills do you use playing poker as a poker maven that you use also when you're sizing up a political opponent?
Well, let me tell you this. Don't take for granted that your cards that are face up are going to beat your opponents, because you never know what they have in the hole. And it turns out more often than not, they've got some pretty good cards, particularly if they're good players, because they're not going to be in there putting money up. Good players know when to fold. And so if they're playing, and you may have some better cards up top, and they're calling your bet, be careful. Be very careful.
Sounds like you're talking from real experience here.
I played poker and watched it since I was a little tot. My grandpa would have these get-togethers, probably every other Sunday, and a bunch of his buddies would come over with their wives, and they'd go down in the basement, and women would cook up a storm, and I would be like the lucky token. Come on over here, Al. And if the guy would win the pot, I'd get a dime. In those days, a lot of money. So it's a great game that millions and millions of Americans have enjoyed.
I was going to ask you about that. Why the craze now? All of a sudden, we have movies like The Grand, Lucky You, TV tournaments, the internet.
I think TV did it. I think Texas Hold'em on TV united a spark. The internet, which had as many as, I think, about 50 million Americans at one time or another playing poker on the internet.
In interest in full disclosure, too, you do it for fun, but you also do it as business as well.
I represent the Poker Players Alliance because what Congress did in the dead of night, they attached a provision on the Port Security Act. And you know what that did? It made illegal playing poker as a practical matter on the internet. So 20+ million Americans now cannot, but you can bet on horses if you want.
But
that's legal, but you can't play poker. Ridiculous.
And I won't bet against you on this effort either.
Well, join the Poker Players Alliance for those people who want to play, and let's reverse this ridiculous law.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. Very much appreciate that you came in today to talk with us. And maybe we'll pick up a game. In May, we also think Mother's Day. And when it comes to making Mom feel extra special, many of us let her know how much we care. 87% give Mom a card, 83% buy her a gift. Give her a call, and then also 80% do visit her. And then what we have here also is dinner, and flowers are also a very, very positive tradition for people. So if you haven't,
bought your cards, and you do it.
We're all set. So that'll do it for this edition of Trend Breakers. I'm Barbara Carvalho.
And I'm Lee Marigoff. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.